All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Yeah.
Welcome to All Sports, All Place Network. This is the ASAP Wrestling Hour. I am Ray Cruz with my man, William Morgan. How you doing, William?
What's up, Ray? Good to be back, man. What's going on with you?
Nothing too much. We're getting ready to, the two of the four Migos here are going to hold this thing down. We're going to be talking about some CM Punk news, some MGF news, and some WWE news here for the next 59 minutes here. So, how was your day today, William?
Good, man. I was off today. Got a chance to get some rest and got going early tomorrow, but I get off early, so it's all good. Life is going good right now.
Yeah, I've been building stuff for my Jag Nation show. I moved my Jag Nation show from Wednesday to Friday for 2 hours.
Cool.
I figured the hour wasn't long enough to break down all the games and stuff break down the Jaguar games before Sunday. So I moved it so I can get a full 2 hours in. Then I get the 2 hours after the game for highlights and breaking it down. So we get it all turned for Jag Nations there. So let's talk about MGF first. Is this heat with him and Tony Khan over now, or was that just for him to have a big break?
I think that was just for him to have a big break. I don't think it was anything serious. I think it was him just to take a break. He probably didn't have a creative direction for him, or he didn't like what they had, so he decided to take a break, and they used this for cover. But he's back now, and I don't know what happened with Punk. As far as if he's suspended as of now, did he get fired as of now? I didn't hear anything after the initial story, but if you're keeping him, great. But if you're not, then you have a title that's vacant that he can fit right into that slot. I know the Trios title is vacant, but I don't know about the AEW World Championship being vacant. Hadn't heard anything about that yet.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now and see if anything about CM Punk coming across the wire here. There's 6 hours ago, somebody said that this is according to F4online.com. CM Punk sustained a serious injury, title situation to be, but they supposedly updated tonight on Dynamite, but I haven't seen that. I watched it. I didn't see none of that stuff coming across there.
I haven't seen anything yet either.
But is this a way CM Punk might eventually try to get his way out and then go back to WWE since Triple H took it over? Because his heat with WWE was with Vince McMahon, not with Triple H.
Right.
So.
And I know when I saw that initial story earlier, they were okay. There it is. The Sports Illustrated article that I saw earlier, and then there was another one that came out about 5 hours ago saying that what you just said, that he was seriously injured. So, hey, listen, they were talking in the earlier report. They were talking about a buyout or a way for him to get out that contract. So, if that's the case, then first of all, it's still crummy because it's really a cop-out. He ain't hurt. It's really a cop-out. We know that as fans. And for him to go back under those pretenses, it's just messed up. Cody went back because his contract was up. Okay, that's cool. It's honorable. But it's kind of crummy seeing Punk goes back to be under those pretenses. So, I don't know, man. I get why Young Bucks and Kenny Omega got suspended. I get that. But for Punk to come out and say what he said, first of all, to start everything, he was messed up for that. Faking an injury, messed up for that. So he's messing up AEW, and he needs to go back.
Well, also according to Dave Mesler, Punk's injury believed to be from the toe. From toe is serious. Rumors from Sunday, but he hasn't confirmed them. But it has been confirmed to me, no matter what happens, discipline wise, that the title situation has been changed and addressed tonight. And then the trio is supposed to have been the trios title is supposed to be determined tonight against Best Friends versus the Death Triangle. So
Death Triangle gets a second shot.
Yeah. And then Tony Khan said the AEW World Champion and the trios are vacant. That's straight from Sean Ross Sapp's Twitter report. So that's the only things I've been getting on the wire on for CM Punk and the title. And I know that one of Justin and them in the chat today were talking about it. And one of the other chats for the intake with this new guy, Tim, and they were talking about it, that Tim was trying to get on be the ASAP guy. So that he was, to me, I think that's a little bit news ragging that he said that he don't want to see Moxley win the title for the third time. And I think it's probably setting up for MJF to get the title.
It's going to have to be MJF. Because if you put it back on, it doesn't make any sense to put it on Mox. You just took it off of him.
Yeah. But I mean, also, too, you got to understand the backing of, Moxley. He's got a big fan base.
That is true. That is true. But I think that the fans want to see MJF as champion would outweigh what the Moxley fans want, because the Moxley fans already had 2 title runs.
Yeah. Now my question is when John Moxley's contract up, but he decided to go back to WWE.
Man, ain't no telling.
I know there's been rumored that Triple H does want Renee back.
Yeah. I heard that. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if she goes back, does he follow suit?
I mean, possible. What are you gonna do? Put the Shield back together?
I don't know, but I mean, I like the Shield better than this Bloodline thing.
I'm about to say I like it better than the Bloodline too.
Bloodline
we talked about it before the show. Everybody complaining about Moxley getting in for a third time. Hey, Roman Reigns about to be champ. What? 2-3 years? Almost 600 days.
That's unheard of.
It's crazy. This ain't the 60s. This ain't the Bruno Sammartino's time. No.
So what you thought about Furry knocking out Theory in the pay-per-view?
I thought it was funny. Theory had it coming too. He had it coming too. But at the same point, I see what they're trying to do with Theory. They're trying to make him, how can I put this? They're trying to make him likable. They're trying to make him to where fans might feel sorry for him and want to see him succeed. When Fury knocked him out, that was just so funny. He was so
well. Theory reminds me of a reject John Cena.
He does. He minus the cargo shorts coming all the way down to his knees. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean, he's got the same mentality. You took Tyler Breeze with the phone.
Yep.
Junk. That was dumb anyway.
It was.
And then you got him in the flat top, looked like a flat top type deal. John Cena with the muscle wise, and then you had him doing a freaking Twitter with Word Life shirt on, or with TikTok. They're doing a reel or TikTok, and he got a Word Life shirt on. Then he does some things and gets his wrestling gear on, which I think was dumb and stupid, but I don't know. But I did go back. I did on my timeline because I got like all these old wrestling things come up. Mm-hmm. The Ric Flair Sting interview on WCW Saturday Night. You remember when he was standing there and Sting had the white pants on. Ric Flair comes out, starts talking to him, and then slaps him, and then Sting throws him in the ring.
I remember.
Yeah. That came on my timeline, so I actually watched that. That was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Ric Flair get up in Sting's face and Sting didn't blink an eye.
Nope, not at all. Nor should he. Nor should he.
But I mean, it's a lot of old clips that come up with Ric Flair and stuff like that. So I mean,
another one I get a lot of my timeline is Ron Simmons. I got a lot both with Doom and when he won the world title.
Yeah, I get a lot of him. I get a lot of who else I get a lot of? The Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant, rest in peace.
Yep. All right.
Some Rick Rude.
Every now and again, I might get some from Reality Wrestling. Booker T down there doing his thing. Down there with Reality Wrestling. Got a new team he's managing. He on the managing side of things now. Got a wrestling license, manager's license down there. Got a new team called The Heat. And he's got a little thing going on. And got a little thing going on with his wife. A little feud going on with Charmel. So they doing some things down there at Reality Wrestling. And if you ever get down there in Texas, go take a look at that. I think they doing some things down there. And yes, Booker is still wrestling too.
Yeah, I mean, him and Charmel and all that stuff. I mean, they got that school running down there. I don't know. Stevie Ray said he comes in and out, but he's doing other things too. So
yeah.
He's not taking his full time to stay into the wrestling business. He's got other things going on.
I thought he had his own business. I could be wrong on that though.
He said he's doing something else.
Okay.
He might have his own business. I know he had one before he went into wrestling.
Yeah.
According to what the interview we did with him.
Yep.
But I mean, to me, so give me a take on Triple H. How's he doing right now? Is he doing what he needs to be doing? This whole thing that came up with this rumor about Drew McIntyre, was supposed to win the title, but then changed his last mind before Drew went out there. I mean, what kind of situation? I mean, I don't know if there's a rumor true or what it is. I mean, I can't get no clarification online. You got them little fake story guys, rumor mills going around.
Yep.
But I mean, to me, the pay-per-view was okay. Right. Dominic kicking Edge in the nutsack and then punching his dad out. Coming to full-fledged heel now.
Yep. That's not the way they're doing it with Rhea Ripley though, because now you're looking at making Rhea kind of a dominatrix or something to that effect. But I think Triple H is doing what he needs to do. You see a lot of people being brought back because of him. You saw the return of Braun Strowman. I think Vince got rid of Braun. The money factor. They weren't traveling as much. He went over to Braun and said, "Hey, Braun, look, man, you make a lot of money, man. Then your attitude is not what it needs to be. So you gotta go." And he left. He was doing fine. On the indie circuit. And I guess Triple H hit him with that one number he needed, and now he's back. And it looked like he done lost some weight. And good for him. But he brought a lot of people back. He brought Lo Sha back, Dakota Kai back, Bailey's back from injury. So Triple H is doing what he needs to do. But there's still much work to be done. But he's got a better situation now than he do over in AEW, because AEW's got all this backstage infighting and stuff like that going on. And WWE's a bigger company. And I know every company has its flaws, but the one thing that I haven't heard lately is WWE having any type of infighting or anything going on.
Is that because the Undertaker's in the backstage area?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ain't gonna take none of that crap.
See, people don't believe me. I told a couple people, I talked to them. I said, you know why you don't have no back scene fighting in WWE right now? And he said, "What?" I said, "The Undertaker's still there." He's like, "The Undertaker ain't there." I said, "The Undertaker's there.
He is.
Trust me. The Undertaker's working at the power plant. He's helping some of these big guys coming in and stuff like that. That's what he's done. And the little bit of behind the scenes stuff. He doesn't want to be in front of the cameras no more. He's doing a little bit more behind the scenes, and he's opened up a little bit more on his interviews and stuff like that. Around, seeing him responding around with certain athletes in the Dallas Cowboy area and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I think it's kind of cool to see him going around and trying to help these young wrestlers and stuff too. So, I mean, he doesn't stay stable with WWE, but he does come back in when he does. And he's always said he's watching. So if he's not backstage, he's got a short circuit camera somewhere.
Oh yeah. And it's always, and you've heard the stories of Taker from back in the day, from setting Bret Hart straight. Back then, Taker ain't gonna take nothing. Man, imagine if Taker decides to be at gorilla position for a Monday Night Raw. Everybody gonna be in their P's and Q's. Everybody be on their P's and Q's.
Yeah, it's just like you don't hear the mystique about Stone Cold Steve Austin so much, but Stone Cold had that same thing when Undertaker wasn't around. Stone Cold was around, and you know Stone Cold and Undertaker are like really tight.
Yeah.
So I mean, they you know, if one of the two around, you know, you don't have no misbehaving back there and stuff like that. But
yeah.
Now, what kind of direction do you want to see Triple H take WWE now into the next step? I mean, we got to get rid of some of these unified title things. I think I agree with some of what the USA said. They don't want to unify the titles because they don't have a champion on Fox you know. And so, I mean, they don't have the championship up there in the USA Network, and Roman Reigns don't come very often to Raw. So, what the Raw people fighting for?
Yeah. But who's gonna take it from him now? That makes sense. I mean, I'm not trying to put down Bobby Lashley, but
no, it ain't him.
His title reign, you can hear a pin drop. You can hear pins dropping on his title reign. I don't know. AJ, maybe? At least AJ would be believable.
No. I'm gonna give you a little side bit here. Triple H is now starting to take people that have headbutts with each other and turn it into a storyline.
So maybe Seth Rollins then.
Seth Rollins could be one. Braun Strowman's the other one because Braun Strowman has a riff against him. But also, if you look what Seth Rollins did, his promo after he took care of Riddle.
Yeah,
you know his promo there, and he looked right at I seen some video with him and Roman Reigns looking at each other, and he's talking to Roman Reigns. I don't know if it's a split. When it was split, you know how so many people put all these scenes together, make it look like it's a real scene, but right. You know, I don't know if it's one of those things, but cause I mean, you know, former Shield going up against each other.
Yeah. And again, if Seth Rollins did get the job done, it would be believable.
Now,
believable.
Continue with this little bloodline thing. Do you think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Triple H are trying to force themselves into a tag team and having them go up against Jey Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, taking the belts away from them?
I would love to see it because Sami Zayn is just a character. Kevin Owens has always been the more serious type of competitor. But Sami Zayn is a character, man. He's funny. He's straight up funny. And I'd love to see him and KO get back together and start winning championship gold again. Because once the Usos lose, you know Roman ain't will be too far behind.
Because I mean, if you look at what they did when they hand Sami Zayn the chair and he didn't take it on Kevin Owens, you know, to look concerns.
Yeah,
and then the other Uso brother getting mad and stuff like that. And you got one that likes him, you got the other one that don't like him.
They don't like him.
So I mean, to me, I think Sami Zayn's better off to go ahead and turn him back from a heel to a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, take the long hair and the beard off of him. Go back to the way he first came in, the look that he first came in.
Right.
You know, that's why I really liked him. You know, instead of the thing. Now, what kind of things, you know, we've seen in AEW is Tony Khan losing the control of AEW locker room?
I think he was until he decided to promote he promoted those folks. Mike Tenay, Tony Schiavone rather, but in particular, I think he did that because he saw he was getting the case of the big head and starting to lose more control backstage. So he put some experienced people back there who had the respect of their peers to act better on their P's and Q's. So far, it ain't working, but maybe it'll work in the long term.
Well, I mean, I think Tony Schiavone is the wrong person to put back there because he's more of a commentator. He's more of a Jim Ross type deal. Him and Jim Ross would be good in the booth.
But the one thing you got to give him though, on Tony is the fact he's been in the business for so long and seen so much. You know, even though he never competed in the ring, you know, he's been there. He knows the sport. Now I agree with you in terms of he should be more in the booth, but I get why Tony Khan did it because of his experience. And him, Excalibur, and Taz are amazing. Jim Ross need to go. You heard what he did on All Out.
Yeah, he's getting old.
He need to go. I'm not trying to be funny. I will always respect the man for what he did. Him and Jerry Lawler as a team, fantastic. But those days are gone. He need to go, man.
I mean, I understand why they keep him around because his wife died, and you know he's very lonely, and you know football season is just starting to come back around. He's going to more Oklahoma City games like he wants to and stuff. Yeah, so I mean, to me, I think it's just getting him out of the house and stuff like that, getting him a little bit. But what they did was they depromoted him a little bit. Because he's like a color commentary. He's not the actual commentary really that much more.
Yeah.
You know,
certain matches, certain events.
Yeah. So but I mean,
he's talking about the promotion negatively on air, bro.
Well, that's Jim Ross for you. He's always done that.
Gotta get better.
Yeah, he always did that. He did it from the time he was going in WCW, NWA, and AWA. Everywhere he's been, he's done that.
But he's been forgiven for it. But now fans are less forgiving of you at the commentary booth. Fans are less forgiving. They want you to know up there, A, be confident in what you're doing, and B, know what you're talking about, and C, represent your company in a good light. Excalibur, excellent. Taz, excellent. Tony Schiavone, excellent. You can't tell. This man's been in the game for how long, and he's still doing the same stuff. No, man, that's not right, man. That's just not right. If I did that, if they came, we want you to, from an A-side wrestling now, we want you to come down and call it one of our AEW All Outs. If I spoke negatively of the company, I'm gone. I'm never invited back. Here, the minute I say something negative, they pulling me from the booth.
I mean, that's what them 30 or 40 years get to you, though, man. They
pulling me from the booth. I say something negative. Yeah.
I mean,
Malachi Black can't wrestle. Oh, gotta go.
I mean, there's certain things he can get away with. But I mean, I understand what they're doing in AEW trying to commentary, but they don't have that wrestle like they do in the WWE with Undertaker being that bad guy, you know, and keeping them. I mean, I thought Jericho would do a little bit better, but he's too busy doing his little magical tricks and
you also
things.
That side of that kind of thing, or that side of you also have to have a want to do it. And it's like I haven't seen Jericho step up to do it. I don't think you'll ever see, despite the promos he cut in WWE, I don't think CM Punk will ever be that guy. I don't think Moxley will ever be that guy. So until they get that, I don't see how things get better.
I'm surprised they didn't use Big Show more.
Yeah.
I mean,
you go back.
I know he does Rampage and all that stuff, but I guess he's still doing that.
I mean, if you look at him, he could be a dude that does it because just title wise, he almost sell every belt in WWE. Mark Henry's respected. You think Mark Henry would be that dude, but neither one of them want you. Like I said, to be that guy, you have to have that want to. And I don't see anybody wanting to be that guy. They are so looking so much for TV time. They rather have that than be a leader of the locker room, so to speak. And I get it because we all got bills to pay. But at the same point, if you want that promotion to be good, at some point, somebody's going to have to step up and be that leader in the back. And with AEW being so young, because you got to remember, AEW is still a baby. With AEW so young and getting younger talent than the veteran talent, it might be a while before we see somebody step up and take that leadership role.
Yeah, I mean, they do that cross. What they doing? The cross with Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I mean, you thought Claudio might be that dude too, who takes that step into being a locker room leader. Nope.
I'm surprised Dustin. I'm surprised the Natural ain't done it either.
Yeah, man. You got guys over there that can do it, but you just got to have that want to. No one wants to do it, and that's a shame. Undertaker will always represent WWE well, and for whatever we want to talk about the Miz, he'll do the same thing.
What's the timetable for Charlotte Flair to reappear?
I don't know, but I can't believe I'm saying this, but she need to come back. Between this stuff with Sasha and Naomi going down, they from what I understand, they're supposed to be back. They need to come back and make their debut. I don't care if you keep them as a team or split them up. Bailey's back. Becky needs to get healthy, which should be waiting what, a couple more months. Bring Charlotte back. You right back in business again, but she needs to hurry and come back. And they can hold their own with Bianca. Don't get me wrong, but they need to hurry and come back. I mean, Bianca versus Charlotte, can't beat that.
Yeah, and then you look. Have you probably about 3 or 4 months ago, with Charlotte Flair was talking about Liv Morgan?
Yep,
saying that she's gonna be the future.
She ain't looking to this last pay-per-view.
I mean, I've seen some more training videos coming up on Liv Morgan, and her and Riddle has been doing MMA training.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
And
I give Liv Morgan props. I thought Liv was gonna lose that match against Shayna, but shouts out to her. She won, so she redeemed herself from that Ronda loss. I mean that Ronda win. I'm sorry, but she looked
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I think about Liv Morgan is she takes me back to the days of Bambi and Glow Wrestling. Where she can sell her injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know. But I mean, I've been hearing good reviews about her from other female wrestlers that Liv Morgan's easy to work with.
That's good. That'll keep you in the game too. But and the thing with Liv, like I said, she's teeny tiny. Small girl. But she got the win against Shayna, so shout out to her for that. I still think she's a transitional champion, but that's just me. Be it Bailey, be it Sasha whenever she returns, be it Charlotte, she's just transitional.
Now my question is, this is where I want to get to it here. Baszler and Ronda Rousey have been having some talking points during some of these last few shows and stuff like that in the background. Now the question is, are they about to set it up for Ronda Rousey and her four horsemen pack?
What, her Baszler and the crew against
Charlotte Flair,
Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Bayley?
Yep.
I hope so. But we were supposed to get that years ago, and we never got it.
Well, Vince destroyed it.
He destroyed it. So maybe this, and if Triple H brings it back, that'd be another feather in his cap. And that could be a long-standing feud too. By the way, that won't be. You can do more than just one match with that.
Now, the other things I've been hearing about too in some of these areas down here in our Orlando area. Actually, I picked up somebody from the Jacksonville airport that was part of the WWE production crew. Yeah, he couldn't get to Orlando, so I had to take him down. This was about right after Vince left. Probably about 2 or 3, 4 weeks ago. And he let a cat out of the bag when I started talking to him. Because he didn't realize I knew everything about wrestling, so he's just back there talking on his phone. He gets off his phone, I said, "Oh man." Now the issue, the problem he was talking about was that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and USA Network's been talking about an all-female show.
You got enough talent for it.
And then there's another talking point of it too, that he was going to take NXT, and that was going to be the women's brand.
Mandy just unified those titles too. That'd be interesting.
Have a whole show, a number of women.
But who's
like
left?
Back in the day.
But what women? Cora Jade, Indy Hartwell. Yeah, you can do it from the NXT side. You got enough talent there too. Because you called up Raquel, which is fine, and win a women's title, which is out of the blue, but fine. Yeah, you can do it.
I mean, he was going to take everybody out of, all the women out of Raw, SmackDown, and put them in this one brand.
Yeah, you can do it. You can
go back to the glow days.
Or they try to steal what Shimmer and Shine Wrestling was doing with their own shows.
Right.
Shout out to Shimmer Wrestling. Shout out to Shine Wrestling. That's where a lot of ladies got their start. Oscar, Athena, even some ladies that never made it to WB. So shout out to Shimmer, shout out to Shine.
Yeah. But I mean, actuality, you still got enough women to make this organization, but do they have enough chemistry, enough storyline?
Yeah.
To make a whole show.
Plus, you have enough women who are over with the fans. Not so much because you got good women's wrestlers. Don't get me wrong, but do you have enough that are over with the fans to make it interesting and keep it interesting?
If you put Bayley over there, you put Sasha Banks over there, you put Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. They have enough fans between those two.
It's got to be sure that you keep everything fresh. You got to make sure your Nikki Ashes, your Dewdrops, Alexa Blisses. You just got to make sure you keep everything fresh and rotating those ladies out. But yeah, you can definitely do it. As long as you keep it 2 hours, you can do it. If it goes 3, nope. But as long as it's 2 hours, you good. You can do it.
And Triple H has been talking about dropping Raw back down to 2.
You need to. 3 is too much. 3 is too much.
Especially when you ain't got no title. Especially when you got no world title over there.
Right, and especially since Monday Night Football is back, you're gonna lose ratings regardless.
Yeah.
What? Raw started at 8. Most games on ESPN started at 8:39. Shoot, so the last 2 hours you were in jeopardy of losing anyway.
Yeah, because by the time the fourth quarter comes around, third and fourth quarter, second half, it's right when that about an hour and a half, probably about 45 minutes left. That you're gonna lose a lot of people.
You're gonna lose a lot of folks.
But
you might not get them back depending on what the main event is. If you ain't got no title, and you ain't got no title,
you got 30 running around with a briefcase. What's he gonna cash it in on?
Exactly. That's the thing. You have no champion over there. None. But yeah, I agree. Seth Rollins would be perfect. I really want Cody to get it, but I know Cody's out a little bit longer. But Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, Cody Rhodes, one of those guys, you good. You good.
Now, is Cody Rhodes' wife's going to show up on Raw? Or is she going to show up in WWE? Cody's wife.
I know they're talking about her making a debut. I don't want to see it because I don't think she can wrestle. But if she was more of a manager valet, I would take that. But she can't wrestle.
And
she's had plenty of time to perfect her craft. plenty of time to perfect her craft, and she's not a good wrestler. So I hope we don't see her, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, then you have Mickey James put up her wrestling boots now, but is it for good?
Man, Mickey don't need to wrestle. She's already a Hall of Famer. What she got to prove, man? What she got to prove? I mean, she's still beautiful as all get out. She can still go. What does she have left to prove?
I don't know. I mean,
she's one of those few that can retire today and be in a Hall of Fame tomorrow with no explanation. I mean, if you did it for Beth Phoenix, you could damn well do it for her.
I think she's got other goals in mind, trying to get on the country music charts now.
Yeah, but she could retire from wrestling today and be just fine.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Charlotte could do it too.
Between country music and Nick Aldis, she'll be fine.
Let's talk about
world champion speaking.
Yeah, let's talk about back in the day, Magnum TA, his injuries and stuff like that derailed him.
Man,
but how many championships you think he could have won? World champion.
Back in those days when the championship was heavily contested, he probably been champion maybe 2-3 times. But I can't see him doing any more than that. Because back in his day, that title was hotly contested.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. You got people from tag teams splitting off trying to win that thing. Hulk made a run for it. Ricky Morton. Shout out to Ricky Morton, still doing it. Ricky Morton made a play for it. So, you know, back in them days, tag teams, they didn't, and no one cared that Ricky Morton left the Rock and Roll Express for a little bit to go after the world title. And him and Ric Flair they turned the house up. They turned it up, man. They tore it up. But man, the TA probably been champ 2-3 times.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Ricky Morton, now I saw a clip of him and Ric Flair with Robert Gibson standing outside the ring talking, and then Robert Gibson just slugged him.
Yeah, man, those days, man, and the way Rick would take a hit, the way he'll take that foot, and just fall out, bruh, was hilarious. That was hilarious.
I still miss him going in the turnbuckle and then flipping over the top of the turnbuckle.
Oh yeah. Flip the top of the turnbuckle, land on your feet, go down, and then he gets clothesline and hit it again. Oh man. Those are the days, man.
Yeah, back in the day, man, that dude always did something. I mean, the Baltimore Arena. Went to Baltimore, watched WCW Nitro. He got so mad, he handcuffed himself to the ring, started taking his clothes off.
Damn.
I'm serious. He went straight before they went to a commercial. They're trying to get him to put his pants back on. He said, forget it. He took underwear off, and he was standing in the middle for the whole commercial break. He's standing in the middle of the ring, butt naked. And then one of the security guards come and trying to get him handcuffed. He forgot the wrong key. He didn't get the right key. He got the wrong key. So they had to go back to the back. So they helping him dress real quick before they went back to our commercial break.
That's Rick for you, man. That's what he does. That's Rick for you. Oh man, those are the days there, man.
Yeah, I forgot what he was. I know what it was. It was him and Dallas Diamond Page.
Okay, Diamond Dallas Page. Okay.
It was him and Diamond Dallas Page, and Kimberly was still with Diamond at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Ric Flair wanted a kiss from Kimberly, and she said no, left the ring. Diamond Dallas Page was nowhere to be found because the Horsemen took care of him at the airport.
Yeah.
So they left Kimberly all in the ring, and Ric Flair got mad. So he's like, if Dallas ain't coming now, I'm going to handcuff myself to the ring, and I'm going to take all my clothes off. And he was I don't know if he was drunk at the time, but yeah, that dude waited. He waited. I mean, he handcuffed himself. Like, I think it was like maybe 45 minutes into the show. And apparently the angle was for him to do it at the last 30 minutes of the show. He got tired of doing it. He got tired of waiting in the back, so he decided to come out and do it early. He took the whole show ransom, man. It was just funny watching the WCW officials running around trying to figure out what they were going to do.
Craziness, man.
Yeah. I mean, wrestling has changed over time.
For the worse.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't like it was back in the day when you had two people beating each other out, and then somebody from the back decided to want to run in for the hell of it. And I mean, when the run in came, it seemed like at the right where it needs to be to run in. I mean, it wasn't like wrestlers are like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and run in, anytime I want to.
Right.
But I mean, he ran in at the perfect time, like the one with Lex Luger and Ric Flair. They were battling, and then next thing you know, freaking Arn Anderson just shows up out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole show they were talking about him not being in the arena, him being so far away, and he even had him in a mall area doing an interview, and they showed it up on the screen.
Mm.
And apparently he was just right down the street, not too far. Not too far from the arena. And so they went and brought him back, and after he got out through the interview and stuff like that. Next thing you know, he runs in at the right moment where Lex Luger was about to put him in a torture rack, and he just runs right in at the perfect time to take him off and start beating Lex Luger up.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, back in them days, I mean, everything was perfectly set up.
It did Lex wrong though, because that reign was only like a week. The disrespect. His title reign was only like a week. The disrespect. Got it right back. The disrespect.
But he's in bad shape now.
Yeah.
Wheelchair. The steroids got to him.
Yeah.
And then when Elizabeth died, they even made him a little bit worse.
I mean, you just can't get that big. I don't care nobody say. You ain't getting that big. It's our weightlifting. No, ain't no way in the hell. Ain't no way in the hell. Rock ain't that big. And I love Dwayne Johnson. Do not get me wrong. Rock ain't that big just through the weightlifting. He doing something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's his black Samoan genes or whatever you want to say. But it's either that or you doing something. You just don't get that big on your own. Ain't no way. And Luger was huge.
Yeah.
6'5", 275. He was stiff, but he was huge.
Yeah, they were talking about John Cena. Yeah, he doing all kinds of stuff. But then John Cena went and do a drug test, hairy sample and everything else. Came back all negative. That dude works out though.
Well, I think what a lot of them they'll do it to get what they want, to get the muscle that they want. Then after that, then the rest of it is just maintain it. So
yeah,
that's what I think. The rest is just maintain it. And so yeah, he would pass because he's already got the muscle. Now you just got to work out to maintain it. And
then they were going back then. They were talking to Big Show. Big Show was doing some kind of interview or something on the beach. And they were asking him. He said, out of all the people you had fun working with, and who was the strongest out of all of them? And it was always came back to John Cena.
Yeah.
He said with other people he had to do, other people for him to body slam him, he had to jump up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turned him over. But John Cena didn't. He told Big Show he said, remember this one match, he told a Big Show not to jump up, not do anything. He's going to pick him. He wants to see if he can pick him straight up off the mat. Mm-hmm. And when he did it, Big Show was like, oh, he wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, like I said, man, once you get there, the rest is just maintaining. And don't get me wrong, John's a hell of an athlete. Rock is a hell of an athlete. Good dudes from what I understand. But it's just my contingency that you just don't get there off weightlifting. No. Not that kind of muscle you don't.
No way.
I just don't think so. The one dude, you were talking about back in the day, the one dude I did want to bring up real quick, since we going to yesterday, I do want to bring up my guy Barry Windham. Love Barry Windham back then. Him and Luger were a tag team for a little bit, multiple time champion. And the thing about Barry wasn't stiff. Barry could work. He could really, really work. And awesome dude and tremendous wrestler. I love this stuff with Luger. I love this stuff by itself. Former US champ, was a world champ for a little bit. So shout out to Barry Windham, man. He was awesome. He was awesome, since you're going back to the day. And a Horseman too.
Yeah, I remember when Barry Windham busted on the scene at NWA. He busted in the scene. Then next thing you know, because at first he started off as a jobber.
Mm-hmm.
He took his bumps and bruises and stuff, like worked his way up, and then next thing you know, he's in a match with Ric Flair.
Yep.
On the NWA late night Saturday night thing that went in from the, and it's so funny because the match was a 1 hour time. It was over an hour time limit. There was no time limit, and it started off at the beginning of the show, and it lasted all the way to the end of the show. But they weren't even finished yet. And you can hear Tony Schiavone. I know it's silly. I know it's late night, but we got the tape rolling and blah blah blah, and it goes off the air. And now you want to know who won the match,
right? Yep.
What happened in those days? Those days were kind of cool because they kept you in the cliffhanger, and you had to wait all the way until the following week, next Saturday, to find out what's going on.
Find out what happened the week before.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine, well, you know, Josie, came on this show before. We got into an argument about what to do with the 24/7 title. Here's my thing. He sort of kind of brought it up. I brought it up too. I said, you want to maybe get rid of the 24/7 title, but keep the spot open for something else. Why not WWE coming up with a TV title? Why not?
Because that TV title was prestigious with Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard.
But it wouldn't be WCW's or NWA's though. It'd be the WWE.
But still, it's a TV title though.
It is.
I mean, that TV title went. Basically, that TV title went away when NWA and all that stuff back in the '80s went.
Mm-hmm.
When the WCW went off there, that thing went bye too. But I mean, that thing went bye way before that, because I mean, you really didn't hear about it no more after Tully Blanchard and Magnum TA, because that's one of the best matches. You know, they were. I mean, you hit them with the mic, you could hear the whole thing through the audience, especially when Magnum took the mic and started running across his head.
I remember that.
But it's so funny because with those two, and now, and if you fast forward to real life, they changed wives.
Oh yeah,
Magnum TA divorced his wife. Tully Blanchard divorced his wife. Magnum TA dated Tully Blanchard's ex-wife, and Tully Blanchard is now married. They're both married to the different wives.
Oh god. Oh man. That thing's been everywhere too. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was a WCW TV champion. Good Lord. Everybody's had this thing.
Yeah. It's a long list.
Yep. And it looks like, was he the last one? Yeah, it looked like he was the last one.
Oh.
Duggan found a championship belt in a dumpster and claimed the title.
Yeah.
It was vacated in '99. And then Duggan found it in the trash can, claimed himself the the champion, and then it was deactivated on Nitro in April of 2000. The last reign looked to be Scott Hall back November 21st, 1999. Wanted it at Mayhem in Toronto, Canada.
What happened to Tully Blanchard and his stable on AEW? They got rid of him or something?
I think they got rid of it. But if you get rid of 24/7 championship, do you bring back the hardcore championship and go from there?
I just think they just get rid of. I think they just get rid of everything. I'm tired of just get rid of because they're interfering. Sometimes they're running somebody else's match, and
right. Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
Just might as well just put Ron Killings in the WWE Hall of Fame, have him retire the title since he held it the most.
Yep.
So
facts.
What's going on with R-Truth? We haven't seen him in a while.
As far as I know, he's healthy, doing his thing with his wife. They asked. I know he was asked in an article, did he have any beef with CM Punk? He said nope. So, as far as I know, he's doing okay. As far as I know.
The dude was born in he was born January 1972.
Yeah, he's a year younger than me. He's 50.
Yeah, he's my age.
He's right at 50. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's my age.
And can still wrestle.
Yeah. I can't even move.
He can still wrestle and do what he need to do. So, shout out to R-Truth. R-Truth.
Yeah, the dude was, let's see. He was Bill from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he was actually born at too, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
He did some time in jail. Independent circuit from 1997 to 2002. I think he should bring him back and put little Jimmy back with him.
Make him and little Jimmy be the tag champs and stuff. The one thing that Truth did do, first of all, he cut one of the best promos in wrestling history. Ain't the best, but it's one of them. Definitely in the top 100, that's for sure. And head over to that and won the NWA World Champ at the time when black athletes wasn't really put on that pedestal like that.
Right.
So shout out to him on that, for getting that done. So, he'll have his place when he goes into the hall. He'll have his place, and he's in the Hall of Fame. That's for sure.
Yeah, my all-time favorite is Junkyard Dog. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
That dude. I met him like 3 or 4 times. He actually my PE teacher in middle school, my 7th grade year, Mr. Terry, was an actual friend of his. And we didn't believe him. He came up and he's like, yeah, JYD is my best friend, blah, blah, blah. Growing up, I said, yeah, right. And he heard me and he's like, all right. One day we went to PE class. That was JYD standing in the middle of our basketball court in his wrestling tights with his chain around his neck, barking.
Wow. Amazing.
And then my PE teacher come up and says, see, there he is right there.
There you go. And one thing about JYD and Coco Beware, they were like champions before they even got to the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly Coco. Coco went all kind of belt Mid-South.
How about the Hulk Hogan cartoon?
I remember that too. I
watched it every Saturday morning.
I remember that trash. Yeah, it was all right back then. Trash.
We were kids.
Right, you were kids, so you ain't think nothing of it.
No. I had all my Saturday night. My Saturday was like, I get up at 7:00 in the morning. I watch Super Friends, Hall of Justice. After that came Hulk Hogan's cartoon. I watched that. Then by 11:00, 10:00 was World Championship Wrestling at 10. And then get into the afternoons, like 1:00 was the Dukes of Hazzards.
Yep.
And then move on down, got all the way down. My grandmother had to watch Love Boat at 3:00. I had to watch Love Boat with her. To watch Love Boat and all that. But then by the time 8:00 come around, A-Team showed up.
Remember A-Team? And
then BJ and the Bear.
Yep, man, BJ and the Bear. And then everybody's favorite thing on Saturdays is 605. 605 World Championship
Wrestling. right from the
Yes.
bottom
Yes,
of the
that's right.
CNN building. Yeah, right in the bottom of the CNN building. You know,
It's like them days, man, were just amazing. Was just amazing. And now, no.
now it's just like now you're hoping the Triple H will now make success out of this WWE, where Vince left it in a turmoil of a wreck, and then you got Tony Khan's his little adventure right now is turning into backstage wreck. You know.
Oh yeah, both companies definitely got. WWE just needs to improve on the storylines. They need to get some of their stars back that they prematurely let go, and get better. AEW just needs to get an overall morale boost and get some type of leadership over there to get everything back in line. And again, AEW has time because they're such a young company. They have time. They're not even 5 years in yet. They're still a baby.
Yeah, and I mean, too many egos.
Yeah, way too many egos and not enough leadership. And that's what they need over there is leadership. And WWE got that abound. I mean, between Triple H and Stephanie, they got that abound. So
I mean, we haven't seen. I haven't seen. I don't know if Matt and Jeff. I mean, I know Jeff had some turmoils on off the field issues, all of the ring issues and stuff, but I haven't seen Matt Hardy in a while either.
I haven't seen Matt in a minute. Yeah. We haven't seen Matt in a minute. We saw Jericho at All Out, and it's like some people said they didn't like Chris Jericho and Lionheart, the Lionheart version of Chris Jericho at this age. Some people don't like it.
He needs to go on and hang it up.
Yeah. Hall of Fame.
I know he's been working as a commentary, you know, off and on for AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be his next stage besides him and Fozzy, you know.
Right.
I mean, you got to bring up these announcers because, you know, all these old announcers are starting to get old.
Oh yeah.
You know,
but they got Excalibur. You got Taz. So at least in AEW, so you're fine.
Taz group just blew up out of nowhere.
Yeah. I don't know how long your boy in WWE got going go. Michael Cole. I don't know how long he got left, but you know, he getting a little long in the tooth too.
Michael Cole is
he getting a little long in the tooth too.
Yeah, he's starting to. He started off as a newscaster.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Michael Cole is. How old is Michael?
And I know he has a life improvement with Vince not being over there anymore. He ain't got Vince McMahon in your ear anymore, so I know he's doing better.
Oh, Michael Cole's only 53 years old.
Damn.
He was born December 8th, 1968.
He was older than that. Oh, come on, Michael Cole. Do your thing, dog.
Pat McAfee's only 35 years old.
Yeah, I know Pat's young. Yeah, I know he's young.
Jerry Lawler 72 and John Bradshaw Leafield is 55. And Barry Coleman and Bradshaw, they bringing him back as a manager now?
Him as a manager?
Yeah, because you remember when Corbin left, he left in the white limousine with the bullhorns.
Yeah. Well, give JBL something to do. And it fits in his character. So
yeah,
this Texas rich dude fits in his character. So
they need to bring Ron Simmons back, bring the APA back.
Damn.
Just have him do backstage stuff. The backstage stuff is cool.
Yeah. Especially
when The Rock walked around the door and he told Rock he needs to go back and knock on the door. I mean,
I think his T-shirt. I think that damn T-shirt is still in the WWE shop.
I mean, Ron Simmons ain't got nothing else better to do.
He got nothing else better to do. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I wonder if Ron Simmons is still working with WWE in the back.
I don't know. He could be. I hadn't heard anything from him.
I seen some videos popping up of him walking around, knocking on people's doors, saying "damn."
Damn.
Let's see what Ron Simmons is doing. Ron Simmons, he was the Florida State University football named Perry, Georgia.
That's my school.
From Perry, Georgia.
Florida State.
He's 64 years old, born in 1958.
And can still kick your ass.
Yep. He still looks good. It was built from Warner Robins, Georgia. Trying to see what he's at right now. Ain't too much on him.
Yeah.
He's from spectacular appearance of Hall of Famers from 2006 to present.
Mm.
So he's going around talking.
Okay.
He's doing these. I guess he's on speakers and stuff like that. Well, man, we've been on the show for an hour, reminiscing, talking about WWE, WCW, back in the day, all the way down to AEW and the turmoil. Coming up next at 11 p.m. is Gonzo and the Judge. Jonathan Mathers and Chris Gonzalez join them after us. Well, they're actually on right now. So this has been Ray and William. We're holding down the crew for we miss Chris, the pretty boy, Robinson, and Nate, the great. We need to come up with some wrestling names ourselves, but
Oh, we will. We will.
But
I got a couple of mine. I'll bring them out next week.
Well, we enjoyed having everybody who's been on with us. We've been talking about that. Next week we're going to talk a little bit more about a little bit of the topics. We're going to enhance a little bit more of where Stephanie McMahon is at. Glad not to see her on TV for a while. I think she's going to be behind. I think she's going to be behind the scenes more. I know she's been talking about it, but I'm going to follow up on some of the stories. I got to work on that and bring them up to you on the next Wrestling Hour. Everybody, peace out.
Laters.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we're making up plays. We're talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.